I'm a little bit in shock right now. A a man and his, I don't know, 4-year-old, I would assume son, were crossing La Boca all the way down there, which is the mouth of the river, 20 feet, 30 feet wide. And I was telling Baby, because sometimes you can cross La Boca, the mouth of the river, but it's been way too deep lately. Baby loves to cross over to go to the other side. And I was telling Baby we can't cross today because it's been raining, it's too deep over there, and there's a current that in the river. So I see this man and the boy, 3-4 years old, on the other side. They had a fishing pole, and I was just kind of watching them on the other side for a while. They were walking around, and I was kind of wondering, how did they get over there? Well, so we're near the edge of the river there, and I see them starting to come over. I'm like, oh, well, they must have started from over here. I wonder if there's a more shallow place to walk through. And then I start noticing that the water's coming, and it's higher. It's becoming high tide here in about an hour. The water's rising higher and higher, and I'm kind of watching, but minding my own business, and Baby's also watching them. And he starts getting, I'm holding on to he doesn't have his leash on, but I'm holding on to his collar. He starts getting a little anxious watching him, and if somebody's in the water, ocean, river, me or somebody else, and Baby doesn't feel that it's safe, he's gonna get anxious and start barking. So Baby's watching them, and I'm holding him by his collar, and I'm kind of keeping an eye on them, and the water's getting higher as he's carrying this little boy. And then all of a sudden he gets really anxious, and I'm seeing the water's up to here, and I'm not seeing the guy move any closer to me. And again, I'm minding my own business, but there was a certain moment where I got up and I walked closer to the water, and I said, are you okay? And he didn't make any hand gestures, and I'm realizing this water is up to here on him. I'm realizing his fishing pole's gone. He's holding the boy up so that the boy is above the water, but immediately I knew something was wrong, and again, Baby kept barking. So I stepped in closer, and I'm realizing he doesn't speak any English. I stepped closer in the water, and I said, do you need help? He said, he shook his head yes. So I got out, put my backpack down, and I yelled at Baby, and of course I can't tie him up to anything. And I knew Baby would follow me. And again, this water's got the current, but I told Baby, I said, you stay here. So I went into the river, and they were probably 15 feet in only, but he was just stuck there. And he said, I got closer to him, I said, you need help? And he said, yeah, I don't speak English. And I said, that's okay, I'm gonna take him. Is that okay? Are you okay? And he said yes. And then I grabbed the boy and put my arm around him, and I waited, swam back to the shore. And in the meantime, Baby comes in the water, current starts to take him. I'm yelling at him to get back to shore. He's swimming the wrong direction, I swear to God. My biggest nightmare, losing Baby in a current. But he swam back to shore. He didn't stop barking for a good 10 minutes. So the man was able to come to shore. I don't think he could swim, and he just couldn't touch bottom at that point. He was tired. There was a current. I don't know, if I weren't there, I don't know. Yeah, he definitely couldn't swim. because he would have swam to shore. I could tell he was so powerless. He felt so powerless. And as I brought the boy to shore, I hugged him and said, "You're okay." Again, I don't think he could speak English, but "You're okay." I'm sure he understood. Everyone's in shock, So anyway, I'm I'm all wet, and I got a meeting here in a little bit. I got to take a shower. That is the second time in Puerto Rico of a similar circumstance. I do I think things happen for a reason. So maybe he was supposed to learn a lesson. Maybe I was supposed to learn a lesson. I'll be sitting with this one. And I'm happy they're okay. It's the next day, and I've been reflecting. And I wasn't sure I was going to post this video, and I'm still not sure. But if you're watching this, I've posted it. Why? It felt like this sacred moment, and I also don't want to be like, "Oh, I saved someone," when it really didn't feel like that, even though it looked like that. But here's my reflections, and I want to share my insights because I feel like it's helpful. Even though if I weren't there, that man at any moment was going to go under the water. He could not swim. He could not move. He was going to go under the water, and eventually his son was going to go under the water. Neither of them could swim. If I had not been there, nobody would have been there to rescue them, to save them, to pull them to the shore. It looks like they would have drowned had I not been there. Now, I really don't believe that they were supposed to drown that day, yesterday. I fully believe, and this feels like my truth, that this was all orchestrated. That on the soul level, I can see how his soul, the man's soul and my soul, made an arrangement that he was to have an experience, learn some lessons, and it feels like him feeling so powerless, which putting myself in his shoes, just feeling so powerless, stuck in the water, rising water, holding your son, dropping your fishing pole, having to hold your son with both hands, water up to your neck, unable to move, unable to speak English to the woman that's speaking English to you, not able to wave because you're holding your son and you can't drop your arms or lift your arms up to wave. The feeling of shock and powerlessness and probably embarrassment for being in that situation. Who knows what was going through his mind? And then for him to receive help, to get help. So what were the lessons? What were the lessons? What was the experience he was supposed to have that his soul wanted him to have? I don't know. Something around that. And what it occurs is that when we're off our soul path, when we're off our soul path, and we need a wake-up call, and we're not listening to the signs or the messages, or we just need a really big wake-up call at this moment in time in our life. The spirits, our soul, Our guides will arrange behind the scenes for something like this to occur. It can, people experience NDEs and near-death experiences, accidents, something that'll get the person to get back on track, to wake up, to have an experience. This is what that felt like. Like it wasn't his day to die, but he needed a wake-up call. And so on my end, I'm someone who's in service. If I see someone in need, I'm there. And so my soul, my spirit team was like, Megan's gonna be there that day. And I, just knew what to do. And it just all felt arranged. So, what did I need? What was my lesson? What was my experience? Well, to feel myself in service. To know myself even more, that yes, I will drop, I will make sure my dog's okay, even though baby did come after me in the water. He was fine. Make sure that I was okay first, dropped my bag, which eventually got soaked, but it was fine. And just knowing that I can swim and that I was going to be safe, that message was clear. I'm going to save this kid. I'm going to save these people. It's like knowing who I am at my core. I'm here to help. Like there's no doubt. And so maybe I needed to have that experience for myself as a reminder of who I am. No one was going to die on my watch. And I keep going over what happened, and I'm like, man, it just all happened in slow motion. It was very surreal. Baby, me taking cues from baby, feeling into him. And one thing I keep playing in my mind is, baby and our dogs and how in service they are. Like, there was no doubt in baby's existence and his being that he was going after me. No doubt. Even though I'm like, baby, stay. There's no doubt, because he is in service. This experience has me understand spirit and the workings behind the scenes even more. We can read, we can listen to other people's experiences and knowledge on spirit and what happens in the afterlife, etc. But when we experience it, it unlocks this knowing, this truth within us. I can't explain everything, but I can explain my experience and what feels true for me. And so why am I sharing this? Why is this helpful? When we get those NDEs or near drownings or accidents, 2x4s in the back of the head, sometimes they are wake-up calls, and we're protected. It's like the most protected way of waking us up, of getting us back on track, of learning the lessons. And maybe we've missed the lessons, or maybe this is the final lesson and really getting the lesson. So maybe we've seen all the message or heard the messages and seen all the signs and we've learned, but this was the final knock on the back of the head of, okay, you're done with this lesson. This is the finale. And understanding that it's not the universe giving you the middle finger. It is the universe that has your back. Like, it really wants you to get this lesson. And you're safe and you're protected. No one's gonna die. It's not your time to die. And then also along that route is listening to the messages along the way. I'm always asking for clear and gentle. Like, I don't need the 2x4 in the back of the head. I don't need the accident. Give me clear and gentle. If I'm off my path, show me. Be gentle and clear. Be obvious. Sometimes I ask for obvious. So are we listening? Are we looking? Are we taking the steps? Because there's points on our soul's path that if we're off track, we've got free will, we can make all these choices, decisions, but if we're off these main points on our soul's path, the other side's going to do everything it can, our soul's going to do everything it can to get us back on track. Hopefully, gentle, clear. So we can also, how is this helpful? We can also look through the eyes of the universe has my back. So how's the universe orchestrating on my behalf? This meeting with this person, it doesn't have to be so extreme as a river drowning, river drowning, but how is the universe arranging this in my life, this experience, and meeting this person, this conversation? And maybe it doesn't look like the universe has your back, is conspiring with you. Maybe it looks like, again, an accident, but taking a step back, going, okay, maybe I'm being protected here from something further along that track that really wouldn't serve me. And so there needs to be a tower falling, a destruction, in order to put me right on my path again. So what eyes are we looking through? What's the perspective we're looking through when we're looking at these circumstances which aren't ideal? Listening to the messages, remembering that we're not alone. We've got our whole team, our whole spirit team working with us, collaborating with us. Well, I'm still listening, still reflecting, still receiving, still looking. I do feel I'll probably never see that man again, that little boy. And our parting words, he said gracias, and I think I smiled, and I picked up my bag, and I took baby, who was still barking crazily. We started walking, and I wanted to hold baby and just calm him down, and I felt like that was it. The work was done on the human and soul level. It was like, okay, time to go. And today I still feel really connected on the soul level to this man. And I feel like, man, his son, I feel like the son was there for the father, like this lesson was for the father. Oh, the mysteries of life. We're so, I don't want to call us limited. We're discovering, we're remembering, we're connecting to the truth of our divine nature, of our interdimensional existence. And yet, through this human perspective, we can only understand so much. So it's through the experience that we get to go, maybe it's this way. We're remembering